Thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football. The 4-1-2. It's a great day to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. Let's jump right in. So, what the hell did I just watch? I really believe that the Pittsburgh Steelers right now are probably the worst team in the NFL. I'm not even talking about the division. I'm saying overall, as a team right now, if you're another team, you want to play the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers were absolutely demolished and embarrassed today by the Buffalo Bills, 26-7. Remember, the Buffalo Bills starting offensive line were missing both offensive tackles. Both offensive tackles were out. Starting offensive tackles were out for the Buffalo Bills. Josh Allen was sacked 7 times this last week. You know how many times he was sacked today by the Pittsburgh Steelers? Pass rush and defense. You know how many times he was sacked today? 0. The big old goose egg. The Pittsburgh Steelers did not lay a hand on Josh Allen at all today. And it was nothing but negative for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Whether it was Tony Romo calling the game, who at this point is just like the guy, if you put a bag of marbles in his mouth and you're like, go ahead, Tony, talk. Same old play. Same old play. They're doing the same old play. Tony, I don't want to get too far off topic. It's called being a professional. Call the game. The fans want to know exactly what's going on during the game. You might not like the calls. The game might be boring to you, but you're making $30 million a year, Tony. So keep it professional. I know this is very complicated for you. Aaron Rodgers today, he really looked his age. I felt bad for Aaron Rodgers. The start of the second half, Nick Bosa absolutely destroys Aaron Rodgers. He does, he comes in on the pass rush. He kind of misses him the first time. Aaron Rodgers scrambles with his back towards him, and Nick Bosa just blows him up. He fumbles on the play. Buffalo Bills pick up the ball. They run in for a touchdown. He's laying on the ground. His nose is bleeding. His helmet is all disarranged. His wrist is broken in 3 places. And I was just like, man, this is really bad. But I'll give Aaron Rodgers credit. He came back in the game. Now, he didn't do much, but it just looks really bad today for the Pittsburgh Steelers. It looked terrible. And if it gets to the point where the Steelers have no chance, the craziest thing about all of this, and it's really insane, is there's so much bad football and so many teams with bad records. And I'm going to blame this on Roger Goodell, getting rid of the two-a-days. They can't practice the same amount of hours. So you're seeing just total garbage football. But that benefits the Steelers because there's so many bad teams with bad records. Any other time period, you'd be like, the Steelers are completely done. They have no chance to make the playoffs. The Steelers still have a chance to make the playoffs. I mean, it's slim. And if they get there, they might not do anything. But the bottom line is they still might get to the playoffs. It's a whole different whatever. Let's just move on. Aaron Rodgers was 10 for 21 for 117 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions. He was sacked once. Let that sink in. 10 for 21 for 117 yards. Jalen Warren, 10 carries, 35 yards. Kenneth Gainwell, 5 carries, 20 yards. Oh, it's just reading this is just painful. I mean, the receiving core, DK Metcalf, 3 for 32. Darnell Washington, 2 for 45. The first quarter, Brandon Echols has an interception and the Steelers are kind of playing well. And you think, oh, the game's going great. And then it just falls apart. And here's the thing. Every first down, the Buffalo Bills were basically running the same play off tackle and just getting 9, 10, 11, 13 yards a pop against the Pittsburgh Steelers defense. Whether it was a cutback or straight up the middle, it didn't matter. The Steelers couldn't stop the run. Let's look at this stat. The Steelers defense gave up a total of 249 rushing yards on the ground. 51 attempts for 249, 1 touchdown. James Cook III, 32 for 144. His longest run of the day was 31 yards. Ray Davis, 9 for 62. Josh Allen, 8 for 38. I seen a stat on the screen that this is the most rushing yards allowed at Acrisure Stadium ever. I mean, is it? It's just, wow, man. Like, what am I watching? It was just terrible. I mean, a minute and 30 seconds into the second half, you saw Aaron Rodgers go down with the fumble, return for a touchdown. On the next series, immediately Mason Rudolph throws an interception. And it was just all downhill from there for the Steelers. I mean, I have nothing good to say about this team. There's no positives today. Nothing. There's nothing positive that came out of this. Nothing. Defense was atrocious. We couldn't get one sack. Not one sack. Nothing. We couldn't pass the ball. We couldn't run the ball. At a certain point in the third quarter, the Steelers only had 3 yards in the second half. 3 yards in the second half. Then on the 4th and 2, we run the ball. Gainwell gets stopped for no gain, and we turn the ball over. Now, people could question that, run, pass, but here's my take. The visual of getting stopped with a run, it's just horrendous. If he gets stopped like that, no gain with a run, I know Coach Tomlin he doesn't ever seem concerned about the media, or as a coach, should you pick a play based on what the media is going to say if it fails? But you have Aaron Rodgers, a Hall of Fame quarterback, and fine, he hasn't played well today. We can't put the ball in his hands and see if he can get 2 yards. Quick slant, dump it off to a tailback. Hey, he might even be able to run for the first down, even banged up Aaron. We run the ball and get stopped for no gain. The Buffalo Bills defense is laughing as they're running off the field. It just seems like every first down, the Bills knew the Steelers were going to run. You see the entire defense crowding up to the line of scrimmage and make the stop for no gain or very little gain. You don't think at a certain point, okay, we come in the same formation, we audible, and let's go deep since all 11 defenders are in the box. I mean, we ran the same play all up the middle, off tackle, quick slants, screens to tight ends who are not very fast. From head to toe, from everything, from coaching to the defensive coordinator, to the game plan with Arthur Smith, to the defense. Everything we did was absolutely horrible today. It's as bad as it gets. It's as the worst football you've ever seen in your life was played today by the Steelers. I don't see how this is fixable with Coach Tomlin driving the ship. I just don't see it anymore. I don't see how we could fix this. Because Coach Tomlin, he picks the players, he picks the scheme, he picks the coordinators. You can't say, oh, when things are going right, Coach Tomlin gets all the credit, and when things are going bad, oh no, it's not his fault. He is the architect of the blueprints. He's the builder of the Steelers. He has the final say on all decisions. This all comes back on Tomlin's shoulders. And I just don't see it being fixed at all. Mason Rudolph is as horrible as it gets. As bad as Aaron Rodgers was today, as much as I felt bad for him, seeing him, that age and getting hit like that with broken bones in his wrist, Mason Rudolph comes in and I'm like, it's literally like watching high school football. Do I think it's time to give Will Howard a shot? Yeah, I do. I really think the ship has sailed. Let's get Will Howard's feet wet and let's see what he could do. And it's time for the Steelers to go in a new direction. It's time to get younger at quarterback. We could salvage something out of this season. I know Mike Tomlin's never going to make the call. He's never going to bench Aaron Rodgers for Will Howard or Mason Rudolph. He's not going to do it. He's never going to do it. We saw it last year with Russell Wilson with Justin Fields on the bench, who won you 6 games before he was benched, or 4 games, and who had legs and cannon for an arm. He wouldn't replace Russell Wilson. You think he's going to replace Aaron Rodgers? Never. Never in a million years. Well, let's just say the next 2 games, the Steelers get blown out, and you can see we're clearly not going to make the playoffs or whatever the case may be. Don't you want to see what Will Howard could do? I know I do. Do I want to see if Will Howard could be the quarterback of the future? I would absolutely like to see it. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't. TJ Watt today was nowhere to be found. Peyton Wilson, 14 total tackles, 5 solo, no sacks. Nick Herbig had 2 tackles for a loss. And here's another thing. The penalties in the National Football League, these taunting penalties, they're stupider than F. I cannot stand Roger Goodell. It's like he just wants to take all the emotion out of the game. You can't curse at each other. You can't yell at each other. It's just effing garbage. We are watching garbage. Yes, is my team playing absolutely horrible? Yes. Is there other factors in it? Yes. But these penalties are just it's just so ridiculous. Like, what the F does Roger Goodell think this is? Ballet? Are we going to the theater today? The penalties on Cam Hayward and Peyton Wilson, it's so disgusting, man. He's just a politician. He needs to be I wish the league would just buy Roger Goodell out and tell him, get effing lost already. If you look around the league, how many teams have these records 6-6? Like the entire league is 6-6, 6-5, whatever. Horrible football. And it's not just because your team sucks. If the product can't practice in 2 days and they spend less time, you get garbage. We're watching garbage. Just straight trash. That's what we're watching. And fine, your team might be bad because you have a bad coach. I'm not trying to deflect or whatever. But all of this is a factor. Coach Tomlin, the referees, Roger Goodell, the lack of it's just like a big snowball of you know what? Just total garbage I watched today by the Steelers and the National Football League. This is why I only watch the Steelers and I'm done. Before I only do videos on the Steelers and follow the Steelers and die hard for the Steelers, but I used to keep an eye on everything that was going on. And I don't watch the NFL anymore because it's nauseating what it has become. The political messaging, penalties if you even sneeze on a guy. You can't be physical. You can't be aggressive. You can't be frustrated. You can't be confrontational with your opponent. I don't know what the F Roger Goodell thinks this is. You can't practice anymore. I mean, just make it effing flag football, Roger, because that's how much the product absolutely sucks on the field. And you suck. Just like my team, just like the rest of the league. Steelers get absolutely smashed. 26-7. Absolutely embarrassing. Art Rooney, we have a problem here, and you need to do something about it. You need to get on this. Things need to change, and they need to change fast. You know, you hear a lot of the fan base say, oh, no, Art Rooney doesn't care because the seats are filled and people are buying food and, memorabilia, so he doesn't give a shit if the product absolutely sucks. I hope that's not true, but hey, we've been letting Coach Tomlin drive the team into the abyss of mediocrity for the last 20 years. And I'll say it again, 20 years. Coach Tomlin has not developed a quarterback or been able to draft one. And it all starts at the top with Coach Tomlin. An absolutely pathetic performance today by the Pittsburgh Steelers. And with that being said, thanks for tuning in to Steel City Football, the 4-1-2